Patterson.
2024 PF 2900.
I was gonna say he's got like 7, so
Yeah.
if you want to know the indicted one, you can have to.
What he told me about.
Oh, you got the indicted one.
There's also another one. I'm assuming you put it on the current one. You also need AL. AL 2116024.
That would cool. You have like ice in your hands. So. It's major problem with this. I tell everybody, yeah, that I wasn't going to be worried about that. So. Yeah, that's all I'm considering how to do it. That's right. Like this, if you think of the last vacation we had, the pilot was like 3 years old on the flight. I was after him. That Rusty Grizzle, you ever see that movie? That's awesome. The new one with their helms.
Oh, that was the new one.
Yeah, the one with yeah, it wasn't really like it's kind of like unofficial sequel. Official sequel.
Yeah.
Kind of, but I mean, it was Rusty Grizzle. It was a song.
All right, who is here on Joseph Vela? Court is calling 2025 CR 0000531 State versus Joseph Isaiah Vela. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Robert Ramirez.
And are you Mr. Vela?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Probation, this is an application.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Vela, did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes.
Mr. Vela, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 2, 1 to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Vela, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is offering deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea?
Yes, sir.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours of community service restitution, no contact with Luis Enrique Velez, Jorge Enrique Martinez, and Leroy Villarreal. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes,
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
ma'am. No contest.
State any evidence.
No objection.
All right, did you review the waiver and stipulations? And state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. At reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. We ask that the court follow the plea agreement.
All right, is there anything you want to say to the court? Do you want to say you were hanging around with bad people?
Second row on top.
I was.
All right, because
Man,
that,
first row.
I sentenced the co-defendant and he said he was hanging around with bad people. So that would be you. So just bad people hanging around with each other.
Making bad options.
Why?
I don't know.
I hear you do. Why did you choose to do this?
I don't think there's a reason for me to- There wasn't a reason for me to do it. It was just making bad choices at the time.
How far did you go in school?
11th grade,
And why didn't you graduate?
because I didn't have a kid.
You mean you had a child?
Yeah.
So how does that mean that you don't graduate? I said, how does having a child mean that you don't graduate? I don't
I
understand.
started working
All right, and what do you do?
plumber.
All right, and are you living at home? Does your child live at home with you? All right, so lives with the mom
Yes,
and her mom?
yes.
So you all just two crazy kids who decide to have a child and not be adults.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Just keep on working, take care of my kid.
Take care of your child. And if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Probably
When's the last time you used?
2 weeks ago.
See, so you're not doing what you need to do. You're still doing crazy things that you shouldn't be doing.
Medina.
And did you come by yourself?
No. Yeah, my mom and my girl.
All right, mom. He's still using marijuana. Are you using it in her house?
No.
Where are you
I do
using
my
it?
own time.
Well, you really don't have any own time because you're either at your mom's house or you should be taking care of your child. So who are you using marijuana with?
Well, I do it by myself
Mhm.
at some other places, not in my house.
Oh, at other people's homes? Yes.
Yes.
Right. You should not be doing that. So he's still using marijuana. He hasn't changed his life. I guess maybe he wants to spend his life in prison. I don't know. So I can tell you what, when you're on probation in this court, you're not allowed to do marijuana. People have been known to go to prison because they're testing positive for drugs. And people will get upset. I can't believe you're sending me to prison for marijuana. No, you're being sent to prison because you're not following the rules and because of your actions. So if you want to go to prison and if you think you can't stop using marijuana, let me know now. Then you can work out another agreement with your attorney and you can just go to prison because they're offering you 2 years deferred adjudication, which I'm going to give him more than 2 years deferred adjudication. But if you want to just do 2 years in prison, be done with this, you can go to prison for 2 years, come out. Maybe there's another guy who's raising your child, maybe not, who knows? But your child won't know you, probably. He'll probably know your mom, but not you. So it's completely up to you. You're making bad decisions. And if you want to go to prison, you can go to prison. And guess what? Maybe you'll learn some unhealthy things at prison, but when you get out, you can go to your mom's house, wherever you're going to go. If you still want to smoke marijuana, you can smoke marijuana. And then ultimately you'll be in a vehicle with some other people that you're saying those are the bad people of the bunch. And you'll pick up a new case and you'll be a repeater when you come back. So it's completely up to you. If you want to go to prison, I'll send you to prison now and you can be done.
I don't want to.
Then you better start acting like it because coming in here testing positive for marijuana, you haven't changed at all. And you're just like the guy before me when he said he was with bad people.
Yes, ma'am.
You're one of those bad people. He's one of those bad people because you're still breaking the law. And in Texas, you can't use marijuana. There are only a few exceptions. All right, 3 years deferred adjudication. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, 50 of those hours will be deemed satisfied. The other 50, you can either do those picking up trash in the Texas heat or not, or you can either obtain your GED or obtain some sort of certificate from a trade school, and that will be deemed satisfied. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. Please test for levels. There's to be a TAP evaluation out of custody. If the TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. There's to be no contact with Luis Enrique Velez, Velez, Jorge Enrique Martinez, and Leroy, Leeroy Villarreal. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minor, and that includes your child. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else?
No, I got it.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Right
talking.
to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Don't have any more children until you're ready to have more children. What do I mean by that? You shouldn't be depending on the child's maternal grandparent to be taking care of the child. That should be all on you and her. You shouldn't be dependent on them to act as a daycare. That should be on you and her. Do you understand?
Yes.
And you need to be prepared to be a good role model to your child, because otherwise your child may end up driving around in a vehicle with people doing marijuana. And then you're going to be sitting right where your mom is sitting.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you love your mom?
Yes.
Really? How much do you love her?
Love.
Then stop breaking her heart. Get your life together.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, in this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you feel they're not addressing it, then you can come to me.
Yes, ma'am.
If you can't stop using marijuana, then let probation know, and we'll get some treatment for you, okay?
Yes.
And I'm sorry, probation, add 60 sober meetings in 60 days. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. No. Excuse me, sir, is your client an Eagle Pass?
Yes, ma'am.
Come forward. All right, do you need his probation transferred to
Yes,
Eagle
ma'am.
Pass?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're gonna back on the record in 2025 CR 000531. There'll be a transfer to Eagle Pass, and probation, if you could see if Eagle Pass will do those field visits.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
Your Honor.
Thank you, Norma.
Yes, yes. Yeah, Amanda Castro, Judge. I think you do.
I don't believe so. Just give me a moment.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay, I'll get them. I'll be ready. Michael Medina.
Michael Medina, can you put Michael Medina? Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Miranda, he has some new cases he's picked up, licenses. So they have different appointed attorneys, I quit taking appointments for a little bit, so they don't want to give me an offer. They have
All right, who's here on Amarian Sullivan?
I have children. Sorry. Juan, Arturo Medina.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 6347 State versus Amarian Sullivan. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Adam LaHood for the defendant, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Sullivan? All right, just a moment. All right, Mr. Sullivan, did you review the motion to revoke community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Amarian Sullivan who was placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 6347 for the offense of evading arrest, detention, using a vehicle on August 29, 2023 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor, violating condition number 1 on or about the 30th day of March 2024. In Bear County, Texas, defendant Mario Young Sullivan committed the offense of robbery, violation of condition number 1.
All right, if y'all could please whisper, we're on the record. How do you plead to that, true or not true? How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True.
Waiver of any violation.
Any objection?
No objections, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the prison and up to a $1,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there proposed agreement? And what is the agreement?
Individual office probation, the citizen, 2 years of Texas.
That is our agreement, Judge. We kindly ask the court to follow that agreement.
Okay. Are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will grant the motion, revoke, sentence you to 2 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2025 CR 000932. Plus $1,000 fine, time and money to run concurrent.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, we're proceeding in 2025 CR 000932. Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I did, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Proceeding on count 1 and 3.
That is our understanding, Judge. We have no objections.
All right, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
You understand in counts 1 and 3, you're charged with the offense of robbery. That's a second degree felony, range of punishment Just 1 second.
Did we mismark it?
No, it's just that it's listed on here 3 times. Any problem with me whiting it out?
That's fine.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
just listed 3 times because of three different counts.
Yeah, I have no objections, Judge.
Okay, I just don't want any confusion when it gets sent to TDC because then it comes back.
No, yes.
All right. So did you understand the range of punishment in count 1 and count 3 is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
So,
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes to both, Judge.
Mr. Sullivan, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, states proceeding on counts 1 and 3, they're asking that your punishment be assessed at 2 years in each count. There are no applications. This will run concurrent with 2023 CR 6347. And are counts 1 and 2 to run concurrent as well? I'm sorry, counts 1 and 3.
Well, 1 and 3. Yes, everything runs concurrently.
He said 2 years in each count.
No, everything's concurrent.
All right, did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Defense, is that the plea?
Ma'am.
Well, yes, yes.
State,
sorry.
is that the plea? And did you understand that to be the plea, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that will be filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then to count 1, how do you plea?
No contest.
To count 2, how do you plea?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Issue case, Your Honor, case number 1 with all its patents.
No objections, Judge.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you.
Did you review the waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty in count 1 and in count 3. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, we don't need a PSI.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, just that he's taken responsibility. He messed up. He acknowledges that. And we ask and pray the court to accept the plea as presented.
All right, then this is what the court will do. The court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 2 years in the prison in count 1 and count 2. I'm sorry, count 1 and count 3. Counts 1 and counts 3 will run concurrently. There should be no contact with Heavenly, Heavenleigh Martinez, Eli Corona, Cheyenne Martinez, Kimberly Brown, and this will run concurrent with 2023 CR 6347. Is there anything else with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so here's the thing, you had choices to make and you chose prison, so that's why you're going to prison. You had better change your ways, otherwise you're gonna find yourself in and out of somebody's prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Likewise.
Yeah, it's a waiver, right? Yes. Oh, okay. Okay. And that goes with the people court as its own form, right? Okay.
Alyssa Gonzalez. And she's not April Gonzalez, she's just Alyssa Gonzalez, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor, yes.
And are there any applications in this case?
No applications, Judge.
Okay. Court is calling 2025 CR 0000487 State versus Alyssa Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Renee Munoz on behalf of Ms. Gonzalez.
And are you Ms. Gonzalez? Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review that with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Gonzalez, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Ms. Gonzalez, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with the offense of? Yes,
Interrupt you. We're proceeding on, I believe, count 2, waiver count 1.
That's correct.
all right. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, did you understand in count 2, you're charged with unauthorized use of a motor vehicle as a state jail felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
She has.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge, that is correct.
Ms. Gonzalez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, John.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, John.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 2. Punishment is to be assessed at 1 year in the state jail facility. There's a $2,000 fine. There are no applications. The state will take in consideration 2025 CR 0000472, and there's $800 restitution to Orlando Perez. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, John.
Defense is at the plea.
That's correct, Judge.
State is at the plea.
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, John.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, John.
Counselor, are there any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then to count 2, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
No objection.
All right, did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. After reviewing the same, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge. In reference to Ms. Gonzalez, I had the chance to speak with her regarding the offenses that she had picked up. And I know that the court maybe has some concerns as to the questionable thinking. My client has notified me at the jail that she has been getting MRT, moral recognition therapy treatments, in terms of addressing some of the questionable decisions she has made that led her to being here in front of the court today, Judge. In light of that, she is willing to undergo at the state jail classes, as well as vocation, as well as substance use, to address some of those issues and hopefully continue with the MRT there at state jail. We're asking Judge, in light of that, her eagerness to do that, if she can be presumptively entitled to diligent participation credit, also known as the 80-20 rule, in light of the fact that she wants to make those changes and continue to address those changes in thinking.
All right, how old are you?
32.
All right, why don't you know right from wrong? I mean, it would seem that people would know, hey, you're not supposed to steal a car. Why do you need a class to tell you don't steal?
Cop that I was hanging out with.
I'm sorry, what?
Cop that I was hanging out with.
The crowd that you were hanging out with, let me just tell you, if they were here, they would say, it's the crowd I'm hanging out with. You're in your 30s. You're not a teenager. So again, that doesn't answer my question. So why do you need a class for somebody to tell you that stealing is wrong? And here you are driving around in a vehicle where the ignition is broken and the steering column is damaged, and you're just riding around in it. And if the police would not have caught you, you'd still be riding around in it. Do you have children? I'm sorry, a son? How old is he?
I have 2 sons.
2 sons. How old are they?
13, 11.
All right, and you don't take care of either of them. Somebody else does.
My husband, husband.
All right, so you don't take care of any of them. Are you paying child support? If they had to depend on you to survive, they would not survive because you're not paying child support. You're just out here stealing vehicles. All right, court is going to find you guilty. The court is going to sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine. Taking consideration 2025 CR 000472, there's to be restitution of $800 to Orlando Perez, and I'll order the therapeutic community. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. You need to do better, because right now somebody else is raising your children and you don't have a part in their life whatsoever. And I don't understand why you would need MRT to tell you, I pick up a crime, somebody else is taking care of my children. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Abel Martinez.
Yeah, you put it up there. I'll put it down.
Hello, Hunter.
Judge.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, Judge. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Hello. Right. Court is calling 2025 CR 0000470 State versus Abel Martinez III. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett.
Defense?
Todd Coronado.
And are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Martinez, did you review the application for community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? All right, Mr. Martinez, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're charged with theft of property, $2,500 or more, $2,500 with 2 or more convictions. And the state is proceeding on the repeater count. If they're able to prove the repeater count, your range of punishment will be anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, you are to agree that you've been previously convicted of 1 or more felonies for purposes of enhancement. Punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. There is a $2,000 fine and the state recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea.
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea. Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
No.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 6 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, and no contact with Home Depot. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? To the enhancement, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
State any evidence.
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. The court will find the enhancement true based upon your plea of true and based upon states exhibits 1 and attachments. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we have to approve the agreement. Mr. Martinez is looking forward to fulfilling his obligations on probation.
All right, when you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Positive for marijuana.
And what else?
That's it.
Here's the thing. I will send you to go get tested, and let me just tell you right now, if you're not being honest with me, I'm gonna send you to get tested, and if it comes back with something other than marijuana, you're gonna be going into custody and going into treatment. So you don't want to, you want to stick with the only marijuana thing?
I just don't, but I mean, I don't know if it'll come out positive for heroin.
All right, so why don't you be honest with me? I'm just trying to help
No,
you.
but it's medication.
Mhm.
But yes,
All right, other than these theft cases, do you have anything in your history?
no, man,
Any violence?
no, never, no, nobody.
All right, and what are these tattoos all about?
Just
Tell the truth, shame the devil. Where are they from?
The ones on my arms used to be gang tattoos, but everything else after that is like just regular tattoos.
Okay. And are you active?
No, ma'am. I just thought that behind like 10 years ago, everything my whole life. Just that I messed up. I hadn't been in trouble in like going on 10 years.
All right, are you employed at all?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
Remodeling.
All right, and do you have any children?
Yes, but they're all older.
What does older mean? Are they adults?
Yes.
Who do you live with?
With my mom.
Everybody lives with their mom. You know,
Wow.
mom is tired of having grown children live with them.
My mom and my dad are already impaired. I have an apartment, but I'm renting it out to my sister.
So your
my-
sister's paying you money?
Huh?
Your
Well,
sister?
no, she's paying the lease, cause I
Mhm.
wanna go move in with my mom and my dad, cause they're already old.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe your sister should live with them because I don't allow anybody to be home health care providers while they're on probation out of my court.
I'm not a provider. I just take out the trash, bring in the mail, clean the yard and stuff like that. I'm not no kind of provider, nothing. I have a job.
All right. Court is going to sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 6 years, $2,000 fine, time and money to run concurrent. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to want a referral to felony drug court. There's to be a TAP evaluation out of custody. Follow recommendations. And counsel, if TAP evaluation recommends inpatient treatment, you can come back to the court and we'll have a discussion about it.
Ma'am.
There's to be no contact with Home Depot. That means any Home Depot. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. 120 sober meetings in 120 days. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, tests for levels. And what I will do, the community service hours, I'm gonna order CATS 1 and 2 theft course. And once he completes that, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am, I just got a question.
Sure.
So I'm self-employed. I look for my own work, so from time to time, it might be like 3-4 days, maybe even a week, 2 weeks at the most.
Okay, so here's the thing. Let me ask you this. When you get employment to work in people's homes, do you tell them about your past?
So I work for these cops that already know my past, like they do, how do you say,
Oh, you work for police officers, okay.
yeah, they already know my past, but like I've been away from
everything for a couple of years already, at least 7, 8 years. So like I do all their, I say the renovations, they invest in money into homes.
Hey, you know what? Let's do this. Let's stop talking about what you're doing with police officers because, you know, all right. All right, and we're gonna do a gang evaluation. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Right.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. You're at a crossroads in your life, and in many ways. If you continue to use, it's not gonna go well for you. Somebody may end up identifying your body on the side of the road or in a field somewhere. I'll remember your face because I remember everybody who comes before me because people are people to me and not numbers. Or either what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna spend the rest of your life in prison. And I always tell people this, you know what, at the Bexar County Jail and at the prison, hypothetically, if they say this prison legally is only allowed to have 500 people in it, you know what's going to end up happening? They'll squeeze 500 people more in there if they need it. They're not going to say, oh, we can't have 10 people in one cell because it's against the rules. They're going to be like, sorry, yeah. And as I tell everybody, nobody's going to start, well, there may be a few people who will protest about the way inmates are crowded into a cell. But you know what, normally what people in the public say? They shouldn't have been stealing. Well, they killed somebody, nobody cares. You understand? So you're gonna have to change your life. If you need something, ask for probation. If you feel as though probation is not addressing it, you can always come back to the court. All right, good luck to you. You are welcome.
Big excuse, Your Honor.
Yes,
So,
well, he'll need to speak to probation.
Or Abel Martinez.
Yes.
About Jennifer.
TRs that I'm not, that's still working. So we have to sit for trial. The two MTRs I'm not on. Thank you.
Marino. Hello. Hello. Hi, what's up?
Oh, we just had that discovery
Come down.
hearing set for today.
So have you received all discovery?
I have, yes.
Okay. And state, were you able to tender an offer?
No, Your Honor.
Well,
I guess.
yeah, we rejected it.
We're in negotiation. Yes. We extended it on, right?
Okay. Ms. Ferguson, can you set this in 30 days for a plea deadline date, please? All right, we're gonna come back on April 17th. At that time, you need to let me know whether or not you've reached an agreement with the state. If you have not, your next setting is gonna be a trial setting, and the court will not consider any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
You ever find it? I don't know. You know, unfortunately, I don't want to be annoying. I just want to ask for the warrant.
Oh, guys, I'm Marino. If you can make sure you do an acknowledgement of discovery.
Would you like that today, Your Honor?
Yes, please, if possible. Juan Miranda.
Castro up there by any chance?
I have Medina and Castro, yes.
Thank you. Hello, Judge.
Hello.
I had 7 settings today, so I got here as fast as I could.
So we are numbered, we're the low.
No,
person
you are
on time.
not. You know what it was, is I was running back and forth between 2 courts, and in both courts, we were just waiting for the prisoner to be transported up, paperwork ready, everything. So I thought it would be faster. That was just today. I have a discovery acknowledgement.
All right, thank you.
We need to reset for a plea just in a couple of weeks or so, but he has no bond on this case, Judge. I'm not on his other cases. He's requesting a bond. I know you had FTA'd him at one point, which is why there is no bond on his case, but.
All right, file a motion, I'll hear it.
All right, look, if we could get a 2-week reset, because I think we have a deal.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. 2-week reset.
Gotcha.
All right, we can bring you back on March 18th.
March 18th. Okay, so we'll take care of it then.
Well, all right, that will be your plea deadline date. Michael Medina.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, how's it going?
How are you?
You guys are usually in trial somewhere.
I know. I thought we were gonna be today too, and we're 290th, but it's not by.
All right, where are we on discovery?
Judge, I think that we have everything on this case.
Okay.
But there is a new case out there that, I believe just got picked up this like a
Yes.
couple of weeks ago, or
Okay.
if not even a week ago or so.
Is it a drug case or something else?
It's not, it's an unlawful carrying, allegedly, and we're just asking for a little bit of time on our side just to, and I know they don't have discovery on that yet, but
Okay. Is it a misdemeanor or is it a?
it's gonna be a
felony?
felony,
Felony?
and it's gonna be probably.
Okay. How much time are you guys asking for?
I mean, I could send an email off, and I mean, I think they have everything they need, and I don't think anything else was found, so I think it just at least 2 to 3 weeks stretch.
All right. Do you want to put it at the end of the month or you just want a 30-day reset?
We could get a 30-day reset.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we have a 30-day reset and I'll just have it as a discovery?
April 17th.
All right, April 17th.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And Nora, what page is Medina on?
Medina.
All right, thank you.
Who's here on Castro?
Hello, how's it going?
This client was set, this morning.
Mhm.
I am not able to make contact with her. She didn't appear, so I just was checking in with the
Okay.
court.
All righty.
I did.
Deputy Laura, can you make an announcement for Amanda Lynn Castro, please? And let me see if this is a PR bond or not.
It's a PR bond, and pretrial contacted me in December. And the 2 numbers that I was given to her, and the saying that, this PR house don't work.
Okay.
I did try.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. May I be excused?
Oh, no, we
Oh,
have to go
no.
on the record.
Oh,
Court is calling 2024 CR 012496 State versus Amanda Lynn Castro. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? For the defense?
Lauren left in.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 2:31 p.m. The defendant did not answer docket this morning or this afternoon. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement?
No one's in the hallway, Judge.
All right, and she is on a PR bond. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
I have not been able to reach her. The phone numbers I have for her do not work.
All right, state. All right, that will be granted. The court will issue a judge's warrant and your client will be remanded without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Judge.
thank you. Good seeing you. Have a good one. All right, and her page number, Norma? Oh, I found it. Thank you. Oh, that's a judge's warrant. That's April Gonzalez.
Possibly.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good
Or
morning.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Feels like a morning.
Just one second. Sorry. So we're proceeding on 8074 and 8068.
With all the MCRs?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, court is calling 2021 CR 8068 and 2021 CR 8074 State versus April Ramirez and April May Gomez. I'm sorry, Gonzalez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state
Jason, your hand, Your Honor.
defense?
Matt Stolhansky on these two cases for Ms. Ramirez Gonzalez.
All right. And are you Miss April May Gonzalez
Yes,
and also Miss April Ramirez?
yes, ma'am.
And each of the cause numbers, did you review the motion to revoke community supervision and First Amendment motion to revoke community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
In 2021 CR 8068, are you the same April May Gonzalez who was placed on community supervision for the offense of tampering with a government record on December 10th, 2021 for a term of 10 years? And are you the same April May Gonzalez who's placed on community supervision in 2021 CR 8074 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams on December 10th, 2021 for a period of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State, are you proceeding on the same allegation in each motion?
Yes, Your Honor. We have some other cases that I'm not reviewing on. Or did,
Those are my cases, Your Honor.
those are his cases. There's some indicted cases hanging out there. We can't get everything put together. We don't mind doing a deal, but we'd like to do a global deal. What we're asking is for a little time so the state can figure out what they're doing with the cases. They can't even find their victims.
I can open it up a little bit if you don't.
Sure.
If you don't mind, Judge.
Yes.
Hunter Morris was down here for that particular reason. He
Mhm.
came down this morning and one of the cases is tied up in PIC division. And so they're deciding whether they go or not. We are sort of, criminal trial has their cases packaged up and we actually possibly have a deal on those. However, that case, they said that they cannot do anything on because they don't have the named victims at this particular point. That's where I think Mr. Stolhansky was going at. But I mean, that's where we're at. The alleged MTR does allege technicals. I'll just let the court know that we would be proceeding on the technicals at this point, other than the one case that we do have that we are also possibly going to plea on, or rather defenses.
All right, so.
And Your Honor, Eric Hernandez from Ms. Gonzalez. I can confirm what Judge Garahan just said in my conversations with Hunter. Two of the cases that are out there that have not been, that are at large, I believe, are with an ADA Nicole. And then the others, we have been working on that one that might get wrapped up into this, but we're just asking for some time to not piecemeal this solution.
This has been reset since 2023. We're not doing any more resets on the motions to revoke. All right, state.
Step back and.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, if I may then, on the two new cases, can we agree to get those reset? Can the court grant me a reset on those?
Oh, let me see about this.
Very well, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
I'll be here.
Thank you.
like half a forest of hay tables there. Please look it over, and I would be lying if I said I may have missed one or two signatures, but I'm pretty darn sure I got it all.
All right, and who did Zimmerman have?
Virgin.
Could I see that file?
Virgin Savala.
All right, where's your client? He's not here in the courtroom.
Good question, Judge.
So,
Yeah, I just wanted it to be released, Judge. I wanted it on the record that I don't know where he's at. He did check in this morning. But I was conferencing with him. He went out to make a phone call at about 10:30 and never returned.
all right. Let me see what type of bond he has.
He's got it's out of Aladdin Bell Bonds, and I think it is for $10,000, I believe. No, 7,500. I believe.
All right, we're gonna go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 10637, State of Texas versus Rona Savala. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Ron Zimmerman for the defendant.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. The defendant did check in, but the defendant left. Have you had any contact with your client, counselor?
Not since he left, Your Honor. I did call his bondsman and got some contact information from his bondsman. I called, there were two numbers, his cell phone number and his girlfriend's number. I called both of those. I left a message on his number, voicemail, and when I called his girlfriend's number, she answered, but when I told her who I was, she hung up.
All right. Deputy Laura, did you make an announcement?
No, it's in the hallway, Your Honor.
State? All right, that'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
May I be released?
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome. And Norma, that will be on the MTR.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, counsel, you're excused.
It's a bond.
Yes, here you are. Do you have anyone else with us, counselor?
No, I do not.
All right.
and- Okay, go ahead, Judge.
Oh, yeah, you're
Sorry.
excused.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Oh, yes, I gave it. I passed it to y'all.
You have it under you. No talking in the box, you guys.
Ah, there you are. You're welcome. All right, Norma, the people we have left is Gary Churick's client.
Yes, I sent him, text messages.
And then we have Melissa Christian. Okay. And can you have Matt come over, please?
Yeah. Send him email, from Mr. Collins.
Okay. And could I see the file on Christian Reyna, please? No, I'm sorry, hold that. We'll wait till Matt comes.
Please.
Could I see the file on Freddie Ariano, please?
You need pretty Ariana, Judge?
Yes.
Ariano?
Yeah.
Keep your hands on speaker.
Hello. Your attorney is asking that your case be recalled for tomorrow. All right, do you have any issues with that?
No problem. No.
All right, and you've had contact with your attorney?
Not yet.
No, I mean,
Oh, well, I seen it last month.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right. And then Norma, where are we on his psychological evaluation?
Have to check on that.
Have you seen a psychiatrist yet? All right, Norma, if you could send them an email and tell them this has been since the 21st, since January 16th. And I see Melissa has filed another one, so I'll sign it again. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna recall you for tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Oh, don't worry, girl.
Jen,
Yes.
what's your favorite dessert?
I haven't eaten dessert because,
You haven't had time?
well, no, I'm on my diet thing. I can't eat dessert, but I will tell you,
What's your cheat day?
I'm not having a cheat day for a year.
Bring up some
I'll win this one.
But my favorite, in the summertime, my mom makes a millionaire's pie. And I love millionaire's pie. It's so cool and refreshing.
What is that?
And it's no bake. It is, you do the Eagle brand milk.
The creamy, yeah,
Condensed.
Yes. And you do lemons, freshly squeezed, coconut, a lot of pecans, because we love a lot of pecans and lemon. And brown crust. I know I'm leaving something out. Some people put pineapples in theirs, but I don't like it with pineapple. Yes, and you just put it in the freezer and then it's done. And it's so refreshing. So what you do is you take the Eagle brand milk. And then once you do the Eagle brand milk, then you put in your freshly squeezed lemon juice and mix it up. And then you put in your pecans and then you put in your walnuts. Then you put in your coconut. And then after you put in your coconut, you do whipped cream. And you fold the whipped cream in, you put it in your pie crust, you put it in the freezer, and then you wait till it's frozen. You take it out. Oh my gosh, it's delicious. Stop doing this to me, people. I'm on a diet.
Wait, coconut, the liquid?
No. You know, the coconut that you get baked, just 1 second. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, I added it. All right. Bye-bye. Yes.
I have to look at it. Hey, now that we have internet.
Well, she sent you a text message saying we're calling it tomorrow.
Now I can cook.
All right, so here's my advice. Don't text me. Just pass me a note. Pass it back.
I think it's up there.
Yeah, because it says, your message says, please recall tomorrow if possible. And that is from 11:36 a.m. Am I reading that wrong? Well, no, this says message from Alyssa.
Oh, okay, yes.
It says 11:36 a.m. recall tomorrow, if possible.
Yes, sorry.
Okay, no problem. Okay, hey, I'm not Ingrid Bergman. If people don't stop trying to gaslight me. Which everyone should watch that. All right, are you all ready on April Gonzalez?
Your Honor, we're getting the plea.
Okay,
Getting one.
all right.
Yeah, he's a certificate.
Just wait.
And then Norma, if you can have the mat come down.
I already emailed him.
All right, thank you.
No.
Deputy Laura? It is getting so good. I'm just like, oh my gosh. It's action packed. It's a book that truly has it all.
Has everything?
Oh, it does. Although I have not cried yet, I came close. They tried to make me cry. But I'm sure they would do a movie. They should do a movie of that book. If they did a movie, I would probably cry.
It's your barrel. Oh, your blue pink.
Oh, for this one. It is so good.
My attention span on books is
Oh, okay.
1 page.
Oh. Okay. But if you read this one, it'll hold your attention.
Are you almost done with it? Second bottom? Yeah.
No, I don't have that one.
Is it like a? Something of green?
You understand? No. No, I don't like reading those. They're not- they're not-
All the
I was
Hallmark.
saying that was really good.
That's a show. You know. Yeah. I've never seen. Ever since it's the name of the big tank. The girlfriend, the girlfriend told me something. And you know, we're trying to find out things.
Created or. And you're thinking. They didn't really have. That's funny.
And Norma,
Yes, sir.
if you can see where Luis Martinez is.
Yes.
Yeah. She went. My judges. My judges called me. He took the deal.
I mean, you like, trust me, I am, I will, yes, I am.
Yeah. Is she really?
Oh, perfect. Another sequestration. I see it in the lines.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, she got rid of that.
No, I'm waiting for your reply.
And her red flags. Yeah, I remember saying it. Good fortune and all that.
Who's that?
She went home with me. Until tomorrow. Thank you for the help.
Thank you. You don't have any. Reasons for tomorrow other than- What kind of- He was on today? But he's in custody. Okay.
Yes.
All right, Anthony Alvarado, if you'll come down.
I only speak Spanish.
Okay, all right, have a seat. Can you call an interpreter down, Norma?
Very sure it's the same.
No, they have the person listed on this guy. Yeah, Gary Sherrick. If you'll have an interpreter come down.
Is he coming back tomorrow, Judge?
I don't know yet. It could be. Are you filling out the list?
Yes, Judge.
You can go ahead and put him for tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
One dressed?
Yes.
I'll bring the poll.
Now I see.
All righty.
Judge, April Gonzalez Ramirez is worked out. It's just going over the paperwork.
All right, thank you.
Cooking as fast as I can, Jim.
I'm still unpacking stuff from when I renovated my house. It's been well over 6 months.
It's hard. And you know what else? People always say when you're decluttering,
Mhm.
it can't make it into your house because if it
Oh, that
does,
stays.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I've learned that lesson.
Oh, yeah.
Numerous times.
But I will tell you, my mom came down one time to visit me. And when she came down, she was shocked. She's like, why is there a junk drawer in this kitchen? She's like, we don't do junk drawers. And so people are shocked that I don't have a junk drawer.
Oh, yeah.
And so my friend
I think
Beverly
that's
said, yeah, my friend Beverly said that every time she looks at it, she's like, yeah, Stephanie's mom says no junk drawer. All right, could I see Eric? Um, Anthony Eduardo Marino Alvarado? Hello.
Your Honor.
Good afternoon, how you doing?
Doing great, thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. So your attorney is not here.
Yes, thank you.
He's asking for your case to be recalled for tomorrow.
Entiendo que su caso sea a menudo para mañana. Okay.
And have you had contact with your attorney?
¿Usted ha tenido comunicación, por favor? No. Just
Ever
return
had
my
contact?
calls.
Have you ever had contact with your attorney?
No.
All right, then just have a seat. We're gonna have someone come speak with you.
Hay que venir con usted. Siéntese.
All right, thank you so much.
Got it, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Norma, make sure that Mac is down. Hmm? Oh, I still have to have Mac. Yeah. And have them talk to them, and then if they say yes, then we'll have somebody else. So Deputy Laura, he's racing to try and save his family. And I'm like,
He's racing?
you know, he's on horseback
Oh.
and he's trying to get there in time.
Ah.
Make it. I'm like,
Like Ben-Hur racing or like Paul Revere racing?
I would say it's more like Lord of the Rings
Lord of the Rings
racing. You remember when she was trying to save the Hobbit?
Okay.
Although he's not an elf. Let's say that there's a fire outside of Myrtle Beach. All right, who is here on Brodney Patterson?
Thank you, Judge. The guy with the expensive pillow.
Okay,
I've learned I don't skimp on certain things, and sleep is definitely,
Oh,
not
you
that I don't
can't-
know if it ever does
you
me any
can't
good.
do that.
Absolutely.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 8184, 2025 CR 008, I'm sorry, 002664W, 2025 002663W, State versus Rodney Patterson Jr. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Quick opinion for the state of Texas.
Andrew K. Hicks for the defense.
And are you Rodney Patterson?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, in each of the cause numbers, did you receive all of the discovery and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
In each cause number, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. And the cause numbers ending in the letter W, did you review the document entitled Waiver of Indictment Reading of Information and Rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure with your attorney? Did you understand it? And
Yes,
did
ma'am.
you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand in each of those cases, you have a right to have a grand jury hear the evidence in the case and make the decision to indict or hold you over for trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that your attorney has certain rights? Namely, he has the right to have the passage of 2 entire days after he's presented with the information and 10 days to prepare for trial. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I sure did.
Did you understand by entering into plea bargain agreements in each of those cause numbers, you're giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into plea bargain agreements in each of those cause numbers?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. In each of those cause numbers, did you review the felony information with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, in each of the cause numbers, do you waive the reading of the informations?
We do, Your Honor.
State in each of those cause numbers, are you proceeding on the information as presented? And the cause number in 8184, did you review the indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State in that cause number, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Sure. Any objection to the waiver of the enhancement?
No objection on the waiver of the enhancement, Judge.
All right. And cause number ending in 84, you're charged with the offense of evading arrest detention with a vehicle. That's a 3rd-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. And the cause number ending in 64W, you're charged with assault family household member with a previous conviction. That's a 3rd-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. And the cause number ending in 63W, you're charged with the offense of violation of a protective order, assault stalking. And that's a 3rd-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. In each of the cause numbers, you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering these plea bargain agreements, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in each of the cause numbers?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Sir, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter these pleas?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the pleas?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. In each of the cause numbers, did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your plea bargaining agreement, in each cause number, your punishment is be assessed at a cap of 8 years in the prison. There are no applications for probation in either cause number. The cause numbers are to run concurrently. The state will take in consideration County Court Cause Number 679-179, AL 2110534, 2024 PF 29005, 2024 PF 29004. And in the case numbers ending in W, there's an affirmative finding of family violence, and there's to be no contact with the complainant. And those cause numbers, did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
And that you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent. Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreements in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement in each cause number?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement? In each cause number, did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
None, Judge.
Then in cause number 2023 CR 8184, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
And cause number 2025 CR 002664W, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
And cause number 2025 CR 002663W, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
All cases, Your Honor, state offers in the evidence exhibit 1 with all attachments.
We have no objections to any of the amendments.
All right. In all of the cases, did you review the waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. On each cause number, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty in each cause number. All right, counsel. If we do a PSI, it will be about 8 weeks, or if you want, if there are witnesses you would like to have here on his behalf, what we can do is I can reset it without a PSI. I'll ask the state to give me any type of criminal history, and then you can call whatever witnesses you wish to call. Or it will be 8 weeks.
Okay, well, so when would we have when would we have this hearing, Judge?
How much time would you be asking for?
Would you mind if I just confer with my client, just
Sure.
right over here really quick?
Sure, no problem. Paper file for Abel Gonzalez, and then one more. Oh, let me just give it to you. Thank you.
Judge, after confirm with my client, may we go ahead and proceed with sentencing today?
All right, do you wish to waive PSI?
Yes, sir.
All right, then we'll proceed with sentencing today. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. So, yeah, there was a laundry list, as I'm sure you saw in front of you, of charges. All of these stem with essentially one complaining witness of the ex-girlfriend of Mr. Patterson. Mr. Patterson dated Ms. Nelson, the complaining witness in this matter, for 4 years. He loved her very, very much. They didn't have any kids together, but he does have kids from a prior marriage. His kids are 5 and 7. Now, obviously, this has been dragging on for about 2 years. The first incident occurred in 2022. The latest occurred in December of 2024. So this has already caused my client 2 years. It's been something that he regrets. It is something that he understands what's happened. And I think he's kind of learned his lesson on this. I mean, not every relationship is worth trying to save, especially to the extent that he went. So he's going to definitely have some time. If the court ends up following the cap of 8 years, he'll have a lot of time to think about it. But we put before the court a little bit of, we'd ask for a little leniency on this. Mr. Patterson would ask for 4 years on this matter. Even with 4 years, it's going to give him a lot of time to reflect. a lot of time to reconsider. Something the court should probably also take into consideration if his kids are 5 and 7 years old. They are 5 and 7.
Yes.
Okay, 5 and 7. He would like to be able to still at least try to get back into their lives in some manner or form while they are still children before they become teenagers. He also works in quarries, works with heavy machinery, very physically demanding job. As such, he's 35 years old. I can tell you, someone who's going to be turning 50 here in just a couple of years myself, my body's going shot. He's only got the clock's ticking on his ability to be able to put in hard labor, get himself possibly a pension or a retirement. So, Judge, again, we would just ask the court 4 years. It would definitely be, justice would definitely be served here. And I think that he's ready to move on and put everything past his life while he gets everything together and his thoughts together in TDCJ.
All right, State.
I want to point out to the court that the defendant's criminal history, he had prior charges and 2 convictions for criminal trespass in 2007, an assault on an injury marriage case in 2010. Particular case from 2022 involving the same victim that's involved in all 7 of these cases, Your Honor. An injured elderly charge that switched on in 2011. And given the nature of all of these violent crimes, Your Honor, all of the same victim spanning almost 3 years that she's been traumatized by this defendant, they would ask that Your Honor sentence him to the full 8 years.
All right, anything you wish to say?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you may proceed.
I would just like the opportunity to try and get these 4 years if possible, to get out there to my kids. I am active in their life. I do pay child support, you know, and they want me home as soon as possible. And I understand the nature of the crimes, and I do take full responsibility for them. I can't take back the pain that I've caused. You know, I can only learn and move forward and rebuild myself. And I just want to be out there with my kids as soon as possible. Be the father that I know that I can be for them.
All right, so explain to me, what do you don't understand when somebody doesn't want you anymore? Because it appears that she doesn't want you anymore, and you were not getting that message.
Correct.
So why not? You're not a child. You know, you're not a teenager. You're in your 30s. So what don't you understand when somebody doesn't want you anymore?
It's a hard lesson I should have learned.
No, I mean, I understand it's a hard lesson, and you know, maybe you'll learn it, maybe you won't. But I'm trying to figure out, why did it take you coming here for you to learn or say that you're going to learn? Your children that you have, boys, girls?
My 5-year-old's a girl, my 7-year-old's a girl.
All right, so how would you feel if your girl got involved with somebody and then she's like, this is not working out, and it appears that you may have been violent? At least that's what these are. These are violent offenses. And she doesn't have any children with this person, right? And they don't have any property together. They're not tied together, other than he won't leave her alone. How would you feel about that?
I'd be upset.
Yeah, and that's what you were doing.
Yes, ma'am.
The complainant in this case is just like, I'm done. There's no going back. I don't want to be with you. And instead of you taking care of your children, you continue to harass her. So when you're telling me that you just want to get out and take care of your children, that's what you should have been doing instead of harassing this lady. So my question for you is, when you were harassing her, what time of the day did this occur?
It's usually when I get out of work.
All right, so instead of you getting off of work and going to see your children and be with your children that you say you care a lot for, you're just harassing her. And then running for the police after you're harassing her. Do you know how terrifying that would have been for her, to see you popping up when she knows the relationship is over? She's already told you it's over, and you're just harassing her. And now you're asking me for mercy, which I'm fine with people asking me for mercy. Did she ask you for mercy? Did she say, would you please just leave me alone? And you didn't pay any attention to that. Were you one of those people who, hey, if I can't have you, nobody else can? Or I'm gonna make you love me? Is that who you were? I mean, that's either yes or no. If you think you were that person, then yes. If you don't think you're that person who were harassing somebody and wouldn't leave them alone, then
Yes, ma'am.
that's who you are. So who were you? And if you don't think you're that person, that's fine.
Who was that person?
Counsel. So why wouldn't you leave her alone? You don't have any children, so it's not the matter that, oh, I'm harassing her because I want to take care of my children. So children are off the table. Did you all have any property together?
Car and house.
Oh, is that in your name?
No, the car. Yeah, it's in both of our names.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure she said, here, take the car, just leave me alone. And you're like, no, I don't want to leave you alone. I want to be with you and I'm not going to let you go.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I can tell you what's going to happen. I'm sympathetic to your plight, but for whatever time they make you do at the prison, that's when she'll have her peace and quiet from you. Don't write her, don't call her. She don't want you anymore. You understand? And anytime you think that you want to call her and harass her, think about this, that somebody could end up doing the same thing for your daughter. And I know you don't want that. All right, so, and cause number 2025 CR 002-663W. Court is finding you guilty. The court is going to sentence you to 8 years, give you credit for any time served. There's a $1,500 fine. This will run concurrent with DC 2023 CR 8184, 2025 CR 002-664W. Take in consideration County Court Cause number 6799179. AL 2110534, 2024 PF 29005, 2024 PF 29004. There's an affirmative finding of family violence and there's to be no contact with Lisa Nelson. And the cause number 2023 CR 8184, the court is finding you guilty. Court is going to sentence you to 8 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. This will run concurrent with 2024. Is this correct? That's in this, I don't think this paperwork is correct. Just 1 second. All right, this says concurrent with 2024 PF 29003.
Your Honor, I believe that's gonna be the cause numbers that were listed in Odyssey before the waiver numbers came.
All right, and then AL 216024. All right. And then in cause number 2025 CR 002-664W, the court is going to find you guilty, sentence you to 8 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $1,500 fine, affirmative finding of family violence. This is be concurrent with DC 223 CR 8184, 225 CR 002-663W. Taking consideration County Court Cause number 6799179, AL 211 0534, 2024 PF 29005, 2024 PF 29004, and there's to be no contact with Lisa Nelson. Did you review the documents entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because these are felony convictions and because there was an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. When you go to prison, you need to start thinking about how you got there. And how you got there is not Lisa's fault, it's yours.
Yes, ma'am.
These are all your actions. All you had to do was say, you know what, my heart may be breaking. I'm not gonna cry. If you don't want to cry, or if you don't want to cry in public, you just go to your house and cry. But you don't start stalking people and following them around. That's the #1 way to make people truly not love you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Just as a quick housekeeping matter, I know we're not on the record there, but he said credit for all time served. He did about 30 days in Burnett County, which is where he got picked up
Oh,
on this one.
just make sure that the clerks have the proper time and they'll put it in.
Okay, sounds great, Judge.
All right.
Thank you.
And do y'all have your, the cases that were taken into consideration? If you want to make sure you have those, counsel.
Okay, sounds good, Judge. Thank you. May we have a seat?
Yes.
Thanks. Thank you, Your Honor.
No.
Yes.
I present you paperwork.
Oh, yes.
Seven or eight, either way. Just wondering what was going on with David Cerna.
Norma.
I just sent an email to George. He said the benefit just like 14.
Can you give us some probation?
He's asking for to come back tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
He's still out of benefit.
No worries. I think that was the last one we were waiting for. Yeah, I would not want to come here either. David Cerna? We'll see how that goes. Just recognize one thing. Because we did a date. 5:30? 5:30 or 6:15? I got my stuff. I can't wait. Oh, yeah, that is what my engine is open.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
If it gives me an issue, I'll jump
And State, if you could make sure I have those dismissals.
Yes, Your Honor, they're all indicted cases. And I did reach out to the intake prosecutors on each of them to submit their dismissal.
All right, thank you.
Judge, may we give the dismissal form?
Oh, no, that's to go to county.
Oh, that goes to county court. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. All right, I think
Oh, no problem.
I just need to let you know about
All
the
right,
Burnett
thank you.
County finger house. Okay, so I guess I'll appoint to him for TDCJ. Am I back? Okay, yeah, let him know. All right. Okay, sounds good. All right, thanks. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a good
Have a great
one.
one.
You can just
Thanks,
email
Counselor.
you can just email us.
Okay, I'll just email it. That's.
So he left all his papers. So I took him out to lunch. I was going to burn it, right? So the cow was kind of close. This is what we call bullshit.
I'm not.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It was 6:30, that's 6:15. It's just for your minute. What I'm doing.
All right, we are back on the record. And 2021 CR 8068 and 2021 8075 State versus April Ramirez. Ramirez Gonzalez.
What do we do first?
The motions to revoke.
Did one of those, yeah.
Oh, no, I appreciate it.
Kind of.
This is what I told her, that she had two NTRs that were proceeding on it, and also one case that she is pleading to, and one case being taken.
All right, so we'll start with the motion to revokes. And we're picking up where we left off. So, State, are you proceeding same allegation in each motion?
Yes.
Okay. And probation, this is the motion to revoke on April May Gonzalez, April May Ramirez. All right, you may proceed, State.
On about the fourth day of December 2023 in Bibb County, Texas, defendant April May Gonzalez committed the offense of fraud in violation of petition number 1.
How do you plead to that, true or not true in each cause number?
True.
Waive the remaining violated petition.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1 and cause number 2021 CR 8075, the court could find it true, grant the motion and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $1,500 fine?
Yep.
And did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1 in 2021 CR 8068? The court could find it true, grant the motion and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $1,500 fine?
Yes.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1 in each cause?
Yes.
In each cause, the court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor.
Yes.
Both the cases to revoke the individual for probation, reform the underlying sentence to 6 years in the Texas Department of Corrections. And she did plead true to a case that we are taking into consideration, which is cause number 2024 CR 011204.
And that's our understanding of the agreement, Your Honor.
All right, just one moment. And is there any restitution probation?
Yeah.
All right, are you asking the court to follow those agreements?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
Then in cause number 2021 CR 8068, the court will grant the motion, revoke, take in consideration 2024 CR 011204, and sentence you to 6 years in the prison. You credit for any time served. And in cause number 2021 CR 8074, the court is going to grant the motion, revoke, take in consideration 2024 CR 011204, sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Was it the intention that these cases run concurrently? All right, and this will run concurrent with 2021 CR 8068. In each of those cause numbers, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal? With your attorney, did you understand it and did you sign it? All right, because these are plea bargain agreements, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak with an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, counsel, do you have anything else with your client?
No, ma'am. I need to step back.
All right,
I think they're ready to proceed on the next one. Am I dismissed, Your Honor?
yes.
Thank you.
Court is calling 2024 CR 011255 State versus April May Ramirez. Can I have parties announced for the record?
Yes, Gary.
Eric Hernandez for the defendant, Your Honor.
And are you Ms. Ramirez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Ramirez, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We waive.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, we are here.
All right, did you review the document entitled did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with fraudulent use of possession of identifying information, 5 items or less, of an elderly person? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
She has, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
She does, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe so.
Ms. Ramirez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison, concurrent with 2021 CR 8068 and 2021 CR 8074. There's a $2,000 fine. State is taking in consideration 2024 CR 011204. There's to be restitution and no contact with Beverly Goldman. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
None, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting no contact with the complainant. Did you understand that's a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation? Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
No objections by the
All right.
defense, Your Honor.
Did you review the waivers and consent with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes.
In states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine. This is run concurrent with 2021 CR 8068, 2021 CR 874. I'm sorry, 2021 CR 8074, taking consideration 2024 CR 011204. There's to be restitution and no contact with Beverly Goldman. There's to be no contact with Joseph Anthony Ramirez. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, I did.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Are you crying?
Trying not to.
Okay, why are you trying not to cry? And why would you be crying anyway? We can go off the record.
Because I let my kids go.
Well, I mean, that's on you, but I'm telling you what, I looked at the photo that's in the stipulation. You went in there with that lady's check like you didn't have a care in the world. So, I mean, you stole, you got caught, you broke into somebody's mailbox. I don't know why this isn't a federal offense because breaking in mailboxes and taking mail is a federal offense. So you should be charged federally. So, there you go. You steal. That's your occupation. So you need to get another occupation other than breaking in mailboxes. You understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I excuse?
Yes. Wait, Velma, what's the ETA for Mac?
They responded. They haven't responded, Judge.
I'm sorry, what?
They have not responded.
All right, I'll send an email.
No, we don't know yet.
Oh, we don't
She's
need-
waiting for Max.
Oh, man.
You would consider reset.
And I'm writing this in the system and I'll give it to you.
He left the courtroom. She issued the warrant.
Okay. We did that one.
You're welcome.
Please, this certification of appeal. Right of appeal form. We're just gonna have Sarah sign this already going open. Please plead and prove the explanation. Well, Judge.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's filed.
All right, Norman, they say an attorney is on his way, on our way over.
Also, I could not find a copy.
Can you look on,
How we
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be the attorney.
My old one. I couldn't find it. He was local.
ever get the chance, watch Five Card Stud. That is one of the great westerns. Dean Martin was hilarious in it. Roddy McDowell, he's in it. It's awesome.
I like that bat.
And Yaphet Kotto is in it. I think that's his name, Yaphet Kotto. But he's in it. It's fabulous. All right, court is calling 2020 CR 1209 State versus Brandon Rocky Pena. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Luis Martinez on behalf of Brandon Rocky Pena.
And are you Brandon Rocky Pena?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the documents entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision, State's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke probation, and First Amendment motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision with your attorney? And did you understand it? Are you the same Brandon Rocky Pena who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 1209 for the offense of possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams on July 15, 2021 for a period of 6 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
State's motion to supplement. Under condition number 5, Edgar County, Texas, defendant Brandon Rock Pena, defendant there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of January 2023, February 2023, March 2023, April 2023, in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Your Honor, we'll waive the remaining violated condition.
Any objections to the waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court would find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? I'm sorry?
No.
You didn't know that? All right, you want to discuss that with
Oh,
him?
no, we discussed, remember I told you she can give you 40 or 50 or whatever she wants, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you're on deferred for a first degree, which means your range of punishment is from 5 years up to 99 years of life. And a fine up to $10,000. So if the judge revokes you, she doesn't give you time. She can give you as little as 5, she can give you as much as life. So that's what we discussed before, remember that?
Oh,
Okay, so do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, and knowing that, do you still want to plead true in front of the judge and let her decide what happens?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So knowing that I can sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine, you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5? All right, court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there a proposed agreement? All right, state, what are you requesting?
State will take consideration a case failure to ID that is cause number 2025 PF 05908.
All right, and defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, we're requesting the court take notice of the fact that he's been in custody, assess that as a jail sanction, and place him on probation with ISP requirements and kind of a zero tolerance arrangement. That's what we're requesting the court consider.
All right, why you're not reporting?
I went to report it and they sent me to go drug test, and when I went there, the lady kept telling me that I have to go back to talk to the probation officer. And they had to like back and forth, and I couldn't because I had to talk to my brother. So it means it was back and forth.
All right, so I don't understand how that translates in you not reporting for months at a time.
You know, because like one time we had the first time.
No, I mean, you didn't report. The state read the allegations and you didn't report for January 2023. You didn't report for February 2023. You didn't report in March 2023. You didn't report in April 2023. And here we are in 2025. So since April 2023, have you reported?
Oh.
So that means you were missing the entire year of 2024. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna find you guilty. And I'm going to grant the motion to revoke. Does anyone want to speak to time? State?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's requesting 10 years.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
And Judge, I don't think this is a 10-year case. Speaking to the court's decision to revoke, Mr. Pena is not out committing violent offenses, he's not assaulting people, he's not robbing people. I don't think that we as a society are safer with him locked up, and I don't think that's a proper use of the limited penitentiary time, space that we have in Texas. Because when we put nonviolent offenders in there, all that we're doing is creating pressure that's gonna get violent offenders out earlier. But as a court to take notice of that. I think Mr. Pena could use some cognitive skills. I think he could use some training. I think he could use a chance to kind of figure out how to get from point A to point B in life. I think that's a productive use of the court supervision resources. I don't think that revoking him is gonna get us where we wanna be. That having been said, I know the court right now is inclined to revoke. But I don't think that Mr. Pena, if he's gonna be revoked, should do more than 5 years. Don't think that it's warranted proportionally with what we see here in Bear County on a daily basis.
All right. So just one moment. All right, so I understand the defense's argument, but he's charged with possession with intent to deliver, not possession as though he's using. Possession with the intent to deliver means selling. And I'm reviewing the previous stipulations that were in place. And the drug amount wasn't one that was barely over 4 grams.
And Judge, I make no
Mhm.
assertions that's not true. And like I said, the point that I'm trying to make is that this is not a violent offense. And as you can see, Mr. Pena is not terribly sophisticated. I don't think he was particularly good at getting away with what he was doing before, which is how he got caught. And once again, I don't believe that a lengthy prison sentence is warranted by the circumstances.
All right. Because it says in the stipulation that there was a scale for weighing narcotics. All right. Is there anything else from either side?
Nothing else. State your honor.
No, Judge, not from the defense.
All right, and probation? Was the $1,500 in restitution paid to Jovan Garcia in 2021 CR 3743? Did you pay any of the restitution?
No, ma'am. None of it.
So you want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record. All right, what have you done since you've been on probation? Yes. So did you report to probation?
Probation, I went one time to go see you.
One time.
Yeah, one time.
All right. Did you do the UA hotline where you call in to get drug tested?
Yeah, she sent me there. So when I tell,
Did you do any community service hours?
no,
Did you complete your parenting classes? Did he complete parenting?
I did something.
No, ma'am. There's no record of it.
All right. They don't have any record of you completing parenting classes. Did you complete parenting classes? I'm sorry?
Guess not.
No, I mean, either you did or you didn't. You will remember taking parenting classes. Did you take parenting classes? I'm sorry?
I'm not.
Then why would you tell me you had taken them if you didn't? All right.
Judge, I would like to point out that he did go to SafeP and completed that.
Okay. All right. And did he complete the outpatient treatment with SafeP?
No.
No, Judge, not the follow-up.
Okay. Court is gonna find you guilty, revoke taking consideration 2025 PF 05908, there's to be restitution of $1,500 to Jovan Garcia, and the court will sentence you to 10 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, you do have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on deferred adjudication. But because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And counsel, I'll request the therapeutic community. It doesn't increase the time that you're in custody, but if you have any drug issues, then it will help you with that. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Case of limited right of appeal
All right, Norma, they say they're en route.
indicates that the misdemeanor was dismissed. Look, is and he's getting credit for the safety, right?
He didn't successfully complete it. And you know what? So,
Committee and ISP and just want to go back in for it. I'm like, okay, we'll go open.
yeah,
I was like, she can give you 50 years. You know that?
but yeah, he cut off his GPS, so it's,
No. Yes.
yeah.
It's not a
Hey,
good-
but,
it's not a good probation year. Not a good
okay,
probation.
so let me ask you this.
Good.
So Deputy Laura, we should have a movie thing where we all watch five-part stuff.
Movie night.
Oh, yeah.
I got too many activities there. I'm not worth those luxuries. I don't. You know, she's not giving him safety, but he's got a bunch of time. Dead time, but he was waiting. He should get that.
I have to.
Yeah. He took off on leave. I didn't know he was
I
sick.
know.
I had
It's
no-
in the notes.
I had-
Oh, just one second. Yes. All right, well, we will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Are you gonna come back with us tomorrow?
Maybe.
Well, you may be with us